Hello, my model building friends. It's Brian back again with BG Model Workshop, and we're doing a quick little video for our good friend Jeff over at Treeline Models. I saw the other night that Jeff is doing the exact same kit that we're working on, the Bandai 1/144 scale Y-Wing X-Wing combo. Awesome little kit. Very affordable, easy to work with, lots of fun to detail. A couple things to watch out for. We're going to move the X-Wing out of the way for just a moment and feature our little Y-Wing guy here because he's done. But a couple things to watch out for is that there is no real decal pack. There is just a sticker pack that comes with this. And we don't usually like using the stickers with these little tiny kits because of the compound curves and sharp corners that we get. So what we did was, since these little nose cones here actually are separate, we painted those gloss white and did a nice streaking on there, for like re-entry burns and such. The upper cockpit area, this is all one small piece and very easy to paint separately. So what we did was we painted both this and these bands here, the Tamiya primer gray, and they darkened up really nicely with a little bit of a wash. The actual windows, since this is all molded in one piece of styrene, the windows we just cut in with some Sharpies. We did the superfine Sharpie for the actual window outlines, and then went back and filled in with the standard size Sharpie to do the field. But very nice look, and if you go outside the lines, easy to clean up too. Another thing that we did was we actually painted the yellow bands, our Nike swoops. We did our yellow bands with spray paint. Also, we used the TS34 Camel Yellow, which, in my opinion, matched the decal color as best as possible for what we have on hand. And a little trick that I do is, because when we cover it up with the masking tape, it can get a little confusing, especially since we're following a paint line and not really a fuselage line. I go back over the area that we want to cut out with a pencil to darken up that line a little bit. That way when we lay our tape down, we know where we need to trace and cut. And that lent itself very well to painting. It looks amazing. We like it a lot. Our droid, I did this one in a silver and red rather than the R2 colors of silver and blue, but it does have an R2 style dome, but I wanted it to be a little bit different, so I just colored that with some silver, XF11 chrome silver, and then went back over and picked out the panels, because you can actually see the panels on this little guy if you wear your visors, and you can pick out the faintest hint of panel lines on there. So we went over it with a nice bright Sharpie, a nice bright red color to pick out those colored panels. And then the silver and gold and bronze colors that you see here on the piping, we did that again with some more Sharpie pens that came in a nice multi-pack that we got not too long ago. And then the overall ship is just washed with a very extremely thin concoction of German gray XF63 and Windex. We thinned it down with Windex, and then I'll show you here on this piece of paper. This is what I started off with. I thinned it a little bit more and got it down to there, which was okay, but then we wanted it almost to watercolor style, very kind of translucent. That was perfect. It did the job. It flowed nicely. It stayed in place. Oh, and as a side note, you see here all of our decals. These are the bits that we tried to put on the vehicles that wouldn't stay. So what I did was I just translated the number down, and then when I painted it, I crossed it off so I know I hadn't missed that. So that's just kind of a cheat sheet for me. But with this little guy here, we did do a little bit of extra weathering I used a cotton bud and did some of the ushi powder. I really suggest you guys out there look into getting some of this stuff because it is an amazing product. I used the ushi powder and a little bit of a rust pastel mixture to give us our staining here on the nose cones, and then alongside alongside the fuselage here to just make it a little bit dirty and such. And then the thruster nozzles, since those are separate pieces also, we hit that with TS42, which is our light gunmetal color, which I really like using for exhaust, and it looks pretty good on spaceship exhaust nozzles as well. The only bits that are actually glued together on this kit are these end caps here, because they are keyed to fit on here a specific way for each side. And I kept bumping them and popping them off. I had to search on the floor a couple of times for these guys, so I only have to get on my knees twice before I realize I need to start gluing stuff together, so I don't have to keep going down there again, because I do not have good knees and they do not like being on the hard floor. So again, in the back there we just did some Sharpie work, and I planned these. There's some like little bumpers back here that I plan to go back over and probably hit with a silver or something to pick those out a little bit. But again, beautiful little kit, lots of fun. Take the time to actually paint on some of the decal work rather than fight with the stickers. You'll really like the outcome of that. And then with our X-Wing, I started doing the aging process on here, the weathering process on here, grinding it up a little bit, and we can see that this engine nacelle here looks a heck of a lot better than this dude up here, and again, less toy-like. So let's see if we can get a close-up of the R2. See the panel lines there? That's what I was talking about. Very, very, very faint, but they are there, and it's enough of a guide for us to get in there and do the work we want to do. I've done a little bit of work on the back, and I've taken some artistic license and painted these areas here a light, it was an enamel color, aircraft gray, the Tester's aircraft gray, which came out being a little bit on the glossy side, which is, it's all right, no big deal. We do have another one of these tiny little X-Wings in the stash, and I'm thinking about possibly doing that one in a, I don't know, maybe like a camo color, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a Vietnam era camo color on a Star Wars ship one day. So maybe I'll do it on this, or on one like this. Now on this one, we did go ahead and do the decal or sticker work because of the flat panels that we have here, and the decals do press in really easily if you use a sharp corner on like a piece of styrene or something like that, and follow the panel lines and such. So these are the stickers up here on the front fuselage, and the red stuff, that's all stickers. But the canopy is actually painted in German gray, and we will do the Sharpie work on that. And then the spirals, these are supposed to be spirals, and I couldn't mimic those at all, and the decals weren't working out for me. I keep saying decals when they're actually stickers. They weren't working out very well, so I just went back with my dark blue Sharpie and just drew rings. I'm happy with it that way. Let's pop off the base. So a couple more panel areas I just touched up with some of that aircraft gray. A little bit glossy, but that's okay because we're going to tone it down. Alright, so then we're working on our engine intakes. Coming at you, I'm coming at you. Working on our engine intakes because they were a little iffy for a little while there, and we're finally getting those figured out. But there you have it, guys. Jeff, good luck with your kits. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes for you. So keep us posted. And my Bandai brothers out there, stick together and hang loose. Everybody take it easy, and we'll talk to you again. Thanks for sticking around for almost 10 minutes of practically nothing. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye now.